I have a weird history with the wild Thornberrys. I've only really seen two things from it. When I was very young, my grandmother had this DVD of the Wild Thornberrys movie, and I remember watching that. And then, like, 10 years later, I saw Rugrats Go Wild, I believe on the Splat. That's all of the Wild Thornberrys that I've seen. So for the purposes of this video, I decided to rewatch the Wild Thornberrys movie. And go from there. So what do I think of the Wild Thornberrys based on what I've seen? I feel like I would have really liked this show as a kid, and I feel like that's why I watched the movie, and why my grandmother probably got the movie. Because when I was a kid, I actually really liked animals. Obviously, I grew out of that, and I know I have friends who are way more into animals than I ever was. I just really liked them and thought they were cool. So I feel like I would have really liked this show. The only problem is, the designs are terrifying. Now, I'm almost certain that these are the same people who did Rugrats and All Real Monsters. The thing about it is, in those shows it works a lot better, because in Rugrats, babies are sort of naturally kind of lumpy, and yeah, there are moments where it looks kind of gross, but it works. They did it well. And obviously, All Real Monsters, they're monsters. So that sort of bizarre animation style works really well. In Wild Thornberrys, it looks scary, because you're just drawing normal people. Eliza and Nigel Thornberry look terrifying, and Donnie Thornberry is not much better. That's what's holding this show back. That's all that's holding this show back, is the designs are terrifying. Honestly, I thought the movie was really good. It had an environmental message, of course it did. The whole show probably has that sort of environmental undertone, my bad, because it's about a kid who can talk to animals. But the core of the movie was about Eliza's relationship with the animals and how she's meant to use her powers, and her relationship with her sister. It was really good. It was pretty solid. There's not many negative things I could say about it, aside from the fact that the designs are disgusting and terrifying. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I don't like about this. Honestly, I would watch more of the show if I didn't want to throw up whenever I looked at Eliza's face. It's so weird looking. Like, does this sound offensive to anyone? I'm sure people agree with me, but these characters' designs are scary. And it's bizarre too, because the sister Debbie and the mom, they look fine. They look pretty normal, especially when they're next to everyone else. So yeah, I would have more to say about the Wild Thornberrys. Honestly, I really like the idea of the show, and I like what I've seen of it. But I just cannot get past those designs. It's a really big fault, and it's probably why a lot of people don't talk about this show. So with that, we are just about done with the 90s Nicktoons. Yeah, only really 4, but that's just because I'm not a 90s kid. I'm more of an early 2000s kid. That's where I saw all my Nicktoons. But there is one 90s show that we've got left. It technically premiered in the 90s, 1999, and it's the big one. For all of you who know Nicktoons, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So stay tuned for that next time. See you later.